March Madness, the most unpredictable tournament in sports. One game, one moment, and your entire future can change overnight. But here's what nobody's really talking about this year. This tournament isn't just about college basketball anymore, it's about something bigger. It's about where the next generation of NBA stars is actually coming from. This play's worth a second look, so let's put it under review. Welcome back to Inside the Review Room, where we analyze every moment, story, and person shaping the world of sports. My name is Helena, and today we're breaking down how basketball is changing right in front of us. Because March Madness used to be the path to the NBA, a tournament where one game could change your life, where you're either one performance away from becoming a star or disappearing completely. But now, that might not even be enough anymore, because while college players are fighting for attention on the stage, the rest of the world is already producing NBA-ready talent. From Luka Dončić to Victor Wembanyama to Nikola Jokić, some of the best players in the world never needed March Madness at all. So now we're left with a simple question. Is March Madness still the future of basketball, or is the world taking over? For decades, March Madness was the pipeline. If you wanted to be a top pick, you dominated here. And for anyone who doesn't follow closely, March Madness is a US college basketball tournament featuring teams made up of university athletes. They start off with 68 teams, but after a few playing games, it becomes the classic 64-team single elimination bracket, which means if you lose once, you're out, there's no series, there's no second chances, just survive and advance. Teams are split into 4 regions, and in each one they're ranked from 1 to 16, so the best teams face the lowest ranked teams to start, which is why upsets are such a big part of this tournament. Underdogs beating top teams, unknown players becoming household names overnight, and because of that pressure and exposure, this tournament became one of the biggest scouting stages in sports. If you performed here, NBA teams noticed. Your draft stock could skyrocket in a matter of days. But now, that path is being challenged, because while college players are fighting for draft stock, international players are entering the league already developed, already experienced, and already ahead. Look at the NBA today. Luka Dončić played professionally in Europe as a teenager, won MVP in the Euro League, then came into the NBA ready immediately. Nikola Jokić, second-round pick, developed in Serbia, now a multiple-time MVP and champion. And Victor Wembanyama. He didn't go through college at all. Instead, he played professionally in France and entered the NBA as one of the most hyped prospects ever. 3 different paths, same result, dominance. And this isn't just happening on the men's side either. In the women's game, you're seeing similar global influence. Players like Emma Messiman, who developed in Europe and became a WNBA Finals MVP, or Lauren Jackson, who built her career internationally and dominated at the highest level. Even today, many of the best women's players in the world play both in the WNBA and overseas leagues, developing in completely different systems, which shows you this isn't just a trend, it's a global shift across the entire sport. So now the question becomes, do you need March Madness anymore to become a star, or is the world catching up and even passing it? Now, to not get my words twisted, March Madness still produces elite talent, but the names have obviously changed, because someone like Cooper Flagg, he's already gone, #1 overall pick in 2025, now in the NBA with the Dallas Mavericks, which means that this tournament is about the next wave. At the time of this recording, the top of the draft conversation looks like this. Names like Darren Peterson, AJ DeBonza, Darius Acuff, and Cam Boozer are leading the class. But this isn't just happening on the men's side either. On the women's side, we're seeing a new wave take over this tournament. Players like Hannah Hidalgo, Madison Booker, and Lauren Betts are stepping into that spotlight, putting up elite performances, building their names, and becoming the next faces of the game. Take Paige Beckers, for example. She didn't just play in March Madness, she defined it. From the moment she stepped onto that stage, she became one of the most recognizable players in college basketball, leading deep tournament runs, delivering clutch performances, and turning herself into a national star before eventually becoming the #1 pick overall in 2025. And then there's Juju Watkins, one of the most electric young players in the game. She made headlines in March Madness with elite scoring performances and record-breaking moments as a freshman, but she's not in this tournament right now after suffering an ACL injury, putting her career on pause just as she was becoming one of the faces of the sport. And that right there shows you something important. March Madness doesn't stay the same. The stars move on. Some rise, some get sidelined, and every year, this tournament resets the entire conversation. Here's something that's interesting. It's not just college players anymore. You've got international prospects like Kareem Lopez playing professionally already and entering the draft conversation as a top prospect. And he's not alone. And this is the shift, because these players are playing against grown professionals, developing in pro systems, and entering the draft more NBA ready, while college players are still developing. So what would you rather have? A March Madness star or a pro-level international player? Overall, here's why the March Madness tournament still matters. Not because it's the only path anymore, but perhaps because it's the most visible one. It's where players go from prospects to names people actually know, where millions are watching, narratives are built in real time, and every performance is magnified. Because in today's day, talent alone isn't enough. You need moments. And March Madness creates them instantly. This is where players don't just improve their draft stock, they define it. Where one run can change how scouts see you, how fans talk about you, and how your story is told. So even in a a global game, this tournament still matters, because it doesn't just produce players, it produces stars. So now we're here. March Madness versus the world. One system built on hype, pressure, tradition, the other built on development, experience, and global talent. And the NBA, well, they're watching both. Because the goal isn't where you come from anymore, it's how ready you are. And right now, the talent is being developed globally. March Madness still tells a story, but it's no longer the whole story of how players are made or where the future of the game comes from. Because basketball didn't just grow, it expanded beyond it. And now, the future of the game isn't built in one place, it's built everywhere. So if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts. Who do you think is going number one? And is March Madness still the best path to the league, or is the world taking over? And with that final whistle, we close out today's review. Thanks for stepping inside the review room, and I'll see you in the next one.